Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Late Night Craft Talk. We are back.
Hey there, everyone. Let's see. Dancing Bear. Is this, do I see the right one? This is.
You see the countdown timer about to start counting down, folks. 10 minutes.
Okay, so I'm just looking here. That was weird because the picture, I don't know if you see it, the picture, it doesn't look like the Dancing Bear picture.
What?
Like on the top.
Oh, that's we have the banner still up.
It looks like it's two
the banner still
creators,
up.
but one. Oh,
well, the banner's on right now. We need to get the banner off.
I'm working on it.
Okay, there goes the banner. Yay, technical difficulties.
Yes.
Just see if we remember to put the banner on real soon after we get started. That's why we split these duties. I said duty. It's springtime in the city.
Let's see here.
Anyway, it is springtime, folks. Spring fever, springiness, spring. Snows are melting eventually. And all kinds of big snowpack and ski. It's not going to look. It's going to look like ski season or winter all the way to like. There's talk about July or August with all the snow. Snowboarding on the 4th of July in California. Am I lagging or are you lagging? Well, folks, there seems to be a little technical difficulty right now. We seem to have a little bit of a hard internet connection.
Please, if you're watching our show, can you please double check? Let us know if you can hear us both okay, because I'm hearing James coming and going. So I'm not sure if it's me or if it's James.
I just heard the same thing, so I'm actually checking right now to see about that myself. So let's check that out. We might have to do a little reset. So I see us live right now. Let's see what we got going.
Can you please double check? Let us know if you can hear us both okay, because I'm hearing James coming and going. So I'm not sure if it's me or if it's James.
Do you hear me? I just heard the same thing, so I'm actually checking right now to see about that myself. It seems to be coming through, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're getting some lag. Let's check it out.
If you're watching our show, would you double check? If you guys could comment on our feed, let us know if you're seeing it slow.
Do you hear me? I just heard the same thing, so I'm actually checking right now to see about that myself. It seems to be. Well, I double checked it. We seem to be coming through. I think it's our internet's connection. Well, this is going to be fun tonight.
It's our internet connection.
It's one of us. It's one of us too. But I'm checking our. I'm listening to us in the background. We seem to be going through okay. It's just something else. I'll double check. Coming through okay.
Yes, if you guys are
talking 12 seconds
please
ago.
let us know if but are you hearing any kind of. You guys, that's weird. Is that coming from me or you? I've seen it slow.
You hear me? I just heard the same thing, so I'm actually checking. Yeah, we're hearing us. Well, isn't that interesting? Let's see what comments we got so far. Yep, you're live. There is an echo. Yes, there was, because I'm actually playing back the show. We're having a little bit internet connection issues tonight, but hopefully that's temporary before we start here in 6.5 minutes. But what you're hearing me is me watching our live feed, seeing if there's an echo or who the problem is.
So that wasn't me.
Us. Huh?
James, I just muted myself for a while, so that wasn't me. You were actually playing the video.
I was watching the feed from Facebook to see who's fading in and out. Neither of us are.
Okay, but we were hearing an echo, and it was a replication of you watching the video.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because I'm just like,
Yeah, that's what Curtis is saying when he hears the echo. Hey, let's see if I can do this right, and let's see how he goes. All right, let's see if I can imitate an echo. All hands on deck. This is not a drill. How's that sound?
No, but you know what? It works, but you have to repeat the word like 5 seconds later.
Okay. All hands on deck. This is not a drill. I used to be able to nail that.
No, it's kind of like that, but it will be like, this is not a.
Is that what it's coming out as?
That's what it sounded like earlier.
Got it. Well, this should be real interesting tonight for us. 8 out of 10. Okay. Thank you, Curtis. All right.
Yeah, so
oh, boy. 4.5 minutes.
Do us a favor and share our live feed to your streaming, because then it shares with the world all this fun information we share.
I'm doing it right now. I'm going, let's look for the page. And there's the page. I'm going a step by step here. There's the show. And let's see, thank you, Predictive Text, live for this week's episode of Late Night Craft Talk. And an exclamation point. And go. Okay. There we go. So we have, let's see, we got watching. Ooh, we got a good crowd right now. That's cool. Super bloom tonight, folks. We are talking about the super duper bloom happening from all that rain we've had the last couple months.
Super bloom. This is actually a really cool thing. I think, wasn't the big one the last one in 2020?
Yes. When we were all stuck in place.
Yeah.
And this one's mightier.
Oh, this one, I mean, we have so much rain. I already knew this was coming. There's no way it wasn't coming because of the amount of rain. Oh my goodness.
Oh, bingo. But it is so pretty out right now. We've got photos of the super bloom from people who have toured it. We'll be talking about that, talking about the California poppies that are very famous. Poppies! And even some great pictures of the super bloom over east of Phoenix, Arizona, off the Salt River. The friend of the show, Helen Howard, let us use tonight. It'll be cool stuff. Hello, Maya. I'm glad you're here. You need to take the powers of your office and declare the show open tonight. El Presidente of the Friday Ninja Monster Hunter Squad.
For sure.
Maya needs to make a decree. Vivian has been so close to taking over.
No, Maya has been so quiet.
Maya needs to talk. We
Maya,
miss you too, Maya.
Maya, you're supposed to open the show and tell everyone that they can now officially watch the show because the president's here.
We will not start the show until you give your blessing.
The show will start in a few minutes. Awesome.
We'll go with it, but Maya has to declare it. You have to rule by decree.
Every week.
2 minutes. 2 minutes, Maya. You got 2 minutes. Don't do that.
I'm so late right now. Oh my gosh.
That's why it's called Late Night Craft Talk. See what I'm wearing?
I know. It's like right now I'm regretting that we make it late night.
I'm here. You can start the show. Folks, just in time, Maya has declared the show ready to go tonight. We're in business.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's been coup d'etat.
Just so you guys know, Maya has not planned the show or anything. So as far as she knows, we have planned the show.
Yes, we have. Oh, I need some drink. It's a long week. I'll talk about it when the show gets going, but what a dynamic week, too.
I know.
I got to sign in with my phone. I'm going to send you a message, but it's just a link so I can sign with my phone to StreamYard.
Okay.
So let me get that done while we still have a minute. Invite, copy, X. Go here, and I'm going to message us. There you are. And done. I think.
These sugar-free caramels are so good.
There we go. Done. Okay. So I got to sign out with that because, folks, we got a little surprise tonight, a little addition to the Late Night Craft Talk family.
I know.
And if any of you are rude to me like Jen, I'm going to threaten you with one of them. She wants some sugar-free caramels. Doesn't that sound good?
They're so good.
You give me the
They do
urge
not-
for dark chocolate M&Ms a munch. Ready for countdown?
Yeah.
All right, 10.
9.
For 5. We're having delays.
4.
2.
2. One.
Showtime! It's time for Late Night Craft Talk with hosts Svea Yang and James Hermes. Let's get the fun started. It's time to start the show. I've got to fix the volume on that. It just doesn't come through on that opening.
Also, you need to figure out how, when you click from one screen to the other, there's not showing our screen.
That can't
It
be
shows
helped.
our
That's a
screen.
StreamYard thing.
No, we can figure out how to do it. I'll tell you.
Okay. Probably some of the
anyway.
transitions. We'll work on that after the show tonight. Hello, folks. We're back.
I'm sorry, this caramel is a little hard to chew. So welcome everyone to our show. We have a show every week. It is Friday at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hence late night, because it gets later the further east you go. And we have Instagram accounts, we have Facebook accounts, we have YouTube channels, we have Twitch channels. Follow us on all of the different medias. And if you like the show, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends. It's a lot of fun. We really have been doing this for a while, and it's fun. It's become almost second nature for us at this point, huh, James?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, we're forgetting something. The banner.
Oh, we are.
I'm actually looking how to get it up there. There you go. Okay, you beat me to it. I was wondering if we're going to be able to do that. So yes, folks, I remembered the bow tie. The bow tie is a sign of a most excellent show.
You're also
Ready
being
for the
formal
show,
because-
dressed up, got the energy going like Svea, who's eating caramels, going.
I know. Oh, it's like my. Usually, I don't know. I felt like it was a little hard to chew it today. I don't know. So,
And then we got the lag. Well, it's going to be so fun tonight. Okay. Apologies, folks. Sometimes the internet, Skynet, takes over and interrupts us. Anyway,
right.
So you or me first.
James, why don't you go first?
Okay. What a week. So with Elk Rack, you ready for shows? You ready for Lakeside Rodeo, Paula, the upcoming shows we have? Not too many pals on the calendar case. And but otherwise, update from school. Wow, what a week. So got a few stories with this. I'm gonna have to get set up what we do. Let's see if I can walk chew bubblegum at the same time. So you need to get this done here. But last week I was proud of the tests. This week, been a little difficult. Discovering as they get more in-depth the material because the class just picks up and gets harder. As a matter of fact, the last 2 days I've had to write 6 essays for one of the concurrent online classes called Customer Service and Professionalism in EMS, which is apparently unique to the EMS program or EMT program at Crafton Hills College, which is a very, very old and highly regarded EMS program. Each college has their own system to do that. On a 90-page book, I had to write 6 essays.
Put
What's
your
that?
phone in silent.
No.
Silent.
No, Popo. Show Popo, no. I'm going to misbehave. Haha. Okay. Anyway, so on a 90-page book, I had to write 5 book reports, and I was like, what kind of book is this? And folks, if you get a chance to see this, I'm going to show it right here. This is actually a good book. Pardon the reflection, we can see the show in the monitor right here. But it's EMS is Not What You Think by Dave Malloy, who's actually the instructor for the online class I'm doing. Haven't met the guy, but think of this as like Aesop's Fables for EMS. And it's a collection of his stories. He's been a EMT and a paramedic for close to 30 years. And it's this collection of stories he has that kind of gives a perspective and a discipline that an effective person works in an ambulance should have toward their patients and maintaining professionalism. And everybody's favorite story is when he was driving an ambulance and the transmission gave out, got a spotter, and had to drive 3 miles to the hospital in reverse. Does that not like sound like a res joke? Car stuck in reverse.
Wow,
like,
that's crazy.
Low res. So, check out the book. I don't know if it's in general print versus just specific to college, but I actually really enjoyed this. With that, got kind of rough. Didn't do too well on a test on Monday, so I was kind of down. And this is a good story here. Got kind of down, and I'm like, damn, because that puts me closer to not passing the class. By the way, I'm doing very fine. I got a higher grade than I thought. The instructor was telling me my overall grade's very good, but I was just frustrated. And Wednesday's class, it's about a 9-hour class. Wednesday's class, they're teaching us how to deal with motorcycle crash victims and like remove their helmet when they're wiped out and on the asphalt. And it was fine. You do that. I'm good at, clinicals. I'm good at that. And I was just kind of down driving home because I'm having a hard time with the medical acronyms and whatnot, terminology. And I'm driving home. I'm getting over by Ukaipa, and I'm like, damn, it's frustrating. And I look over, and I see a motorcycle wipe out about 200 feet in front of me. I'm going, oh, pull over.
Wow.
I'm still wearing my EMS uniform. Am I coming out okay?
Yes.
Cool. So I'm still wearing the EMS uniform. I walk up. There's already a car pulled over to block the guy because it's in the left lane and he's in the left. It's the left, the left median with the center divider between the freeway. Lane, the traffic directions, and the guy's already starting to assess him. And I'm like, somebody's got some skill. Walk up and I go, who's got med training? And the guy assessing goes, my wife's a nurse. And I went, and he goes, judging from you, you're probably a doctor. He goes, yeah, okay. He goes, I'll be medical control. I went, all right. He goes, do you have gloves? I whip out a set of surgical gloves. 4 pair. I have 4 pair in my pocket. We have 3 people there. Boom. Here's surgical gloves. Do you have this? Yep. Still in my BDUs. Pulling that out. It's like made to order. We're assessing the guy. Got to take off his helmet. So what I was training to do a few hours earlier, I'm on the freeway driving home and now doing it for real to this guy. And the timing was like crazy on this. And we're respecting the helmet. The doctor goes, you did pretty good. He goes, looks like you've done this. I went, you just learned a few hours ago. Literally. So do that. But when he got done, that was a weird but unfortunate time for him, but a bit of a morale booster. And then 5 minutes, I had to pull over. Less than 5 minutes later, after leaving the scene, had to pull over to a rest stop and sign on to Zoom and talk. Visit a Boy Scout meeting, Boy Scout troop on Zoom, and they're going, "How you doing?" I went, "Well, I got to walk off a little adrenaline. This just happened less than 5 minutes ago." And they're going, "Oh, less than 10 minutes ago." And they're like, "You're what? Doing what? And you just did what less than 10 minutes ago?" Made for an interesting story right there. Kind of the event of the week. Yeah, it feels good to do a turn, but this is an everyday thing. The only reason I even bring it up is because the story of just having to learn that in class on Wednesday. So it was about a morale booster on that one, but something neat to share. Let me. Huh?
I was just saying it's kind of crazy that happened the same day you learned how to do that. That's just crazy.
Timing has a way of working that out. It's like a bigger thing, something bigger than the rest of us happening there. So it's always interesting. With that, I'll have one more thing to share. I'll share a little special surprise after we're done with Dancing Bear because it'll be a cool segue.
Yes.
So what's going on with Dancing Bear this week?
Okay, I thought you were still going to talk about stuff. Okay,
no, I'm going to save the surprise for after Dancing Bear. It'd be a good segue into our Super Blue.
Yes. Okay. So this week we of course are getting ready for the ASU powwow. That's going to be happening in 2 weeks, and then for those of you who didn't know, we did an April Fool's joke on everyone. And in the April Fool's joke, we actually put a coupon code. So whenever we do an April Fool's joke, I just want to tell you guys in advance, whenever we do an April Fool's joke, please read the entire description, because at the end of the description, we had a 15% off coupon. And of all the people that, because we got a lot of traffic and a lot of likes and a lot of comments on the links, all the people that I sent that link to and that I posted the link and talked about the link, no one except for, not no one person caught that there was a coupon code. One person. So I'm just telling you guys, in the future, when you see us do an April Fool's joke, there is most likely a legitimate coupon code in the description. So make sure to read all of that information. It could benefit you. So the other thing is, we're going to be starting an Easter egg hunt website starting on Monday. We're probably going to have it go a few days just because the last couple years we've done days and people really love it. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to have a whole bunch of Easter eggs hidden in our website.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Okay.
I'll just leave it and then we'll go back.
Okay.
That was my phone signing on to the thingy. Anyway. Sorry.
Yeah. So we will be having the Easter egg hunt on our website. You can look through there. It's basically, we're giving you a paper envelope that is symbolic of an egg. We can fit more beads in it. And we're going to be sending those out to the people who place an order by buying these Easter eggs. And there's going to be a whole bunch of beads inside the website and inside the Easter egg. So make sure to read the description. There's going to be a lot of different types of eggs on our website. So make sure to check that out. That's going to start on Easter Sunday, and we're going to have it run a couple days. So it'll be Easter Sunday, probably Easter Sunday. What are the dates? It's the 9th. It's going to be the 9th
Easter
and the 10th.
Sunday, the 9th.
Yeah, so it's going to be April 9th and April 10th. We're going to be doing the Easter eggs. So you can look on our website. It's a lot of fun. Even if you don't want to shop or spend money, you can look on our website and try to find the Easter eggs. It's a fun thing we've been doing for years. So that's very exciting. And so that is the news.
The news. All right. Now on to other news. Something I forgot I was going to bring up today is on Facebook, I was talking to one of the people I know here on Facebook. He's actually watching the show right now. And I forget what the post exactly was, but one thing in there. Oh, Viking music. Yes, Curtis. Viking music. And I went, you haven't heard Viking music. You've heard it in the original Klingon, which is a spin on a quote from Star Trek V, The Undiscovered Country. And then I wonder what other songs you can find, popular songs on Klingon, in the Klingon language. Folks, there's a bunch. Bohemian Rhapsody in Klingon. As a matter of fact, we're just gonna take a little watch here. We're gonna jump around on it, but this is real, and they did the production's there. Apparently, we're not getting music. Let me see if I get music.
Make sure to share the sound. Did you share the sound? Click share sound.
I'm about to.
I would unclick it and then redo it.
I think we're going to do that.
Yeah.
Whoops. So let me. How do I?
Whoopsie.
Share screen. Oh, share tab audio. It's there. Okay, now we're good. Career system audio. Let's try this again.
Yes.
Wow. Usually we get this done. Okay. Now, folks, we're going to play us a couple clips of this. All kinds of little things tonight.
We're
not going to watch the whole thing. Should I skip ahead a little?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
You know what?
Yeah, just skip ahead here, just cruise it. What's going on? We're going to get to the headbanging section. Okay, I think we've seen enough.
Yeah, I don't need to watch more.
No, there was. It's still playing. Let me pause this. But there are like songs like Frozen, Let It Go from Frozen in Klingon. Actually, have much better production value. And
It kind of has like an opera feel to it.
Well, it's a rock opera.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses was famous for back in the 80s, doing the rock operas, like I forget the name of one of them right quick, but they were famous for that. And Klingon's mostly opera. And I mean, huh? Oh, these delays right now.
You talking about Live and Let Die?
No, there was another one that did somewhat purple.
Die?
There was somewhat purple, but anyway, this is a fissure going. A little fissure this week. Okay, so we promised a surprise tonight, and we're going to bring it. So something sad, something good. A little bit of a roller coaster here, folks. Bear with me. A couple weeks ago, we had to put down Mr. Peepers. Our cat that was 21 years old. Today, we found out one of our cats, Sir Pounce, he's been on the show. Not very much. He's an outside cat. Sometimes comes in. He's just a big ball of fluff. Hasn't been doing well the last couple of days. Took him into the vet. Turns out, vet didn't completely confirm it. It turns out very suspicious that he had feline leukemia. We had to put him down today. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. But at the same time, just to show what a dynamic day it is, our cat Taco, little floozy, got pregnant and has been expecting kittens. At 3 o'clock this morning, she had 5 kittens. You there, Svea? Are you frozen?
Wow.
Okay.
I'm not frozen, but
okay. Well, otherwise we have to play "Let It Go" in Klingon. Anyway, so she had 5 kittens. In that in between time, we lost her Pounce about 11 o'clock this morning, but 3 o'clock this morning, the kittens. So bouncy day, but folks, we want to introduce you to the kittens. I'm going to let go. Give me a few. What's that?
They're so cute.
Yes. And there's been pictures of them on Facebook. I'm going to sign off for a second, come with my phone, and we're going to look at some kittens. So bear.
Yes, we're excited about them. They're so cute. Man, so anyway, the picture behind me, I took this picture just so you guys know. I was on my way to Disneyland, and in the Disneyland parking lot, they actually had a whole bunch of California poppies. They were so pretty. So I stopped and I took pictures of the California poppies. I love poppies. They're just one of my favorite flowers. Okay, James, let's see.
Okay. Folks, kitty time.
Let me see if I can maybe make your screen bigger.
Yep.
How do I do this?
Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around.
Hold on a second. I'm bigger, you're smaller.
And I just scared
Hold
the
on
kitten.
a second. I'm trying to flip this. Hold on a second.
Well, I'll just say a little chaos just happened. Okay. I knocked over some water.
Okay, here we go. Yay. Okay.
Okay, let me flip the camera around. And it's not letting me do it. Okay, we'll just go with there's the kittens. You see them okay?
Oh, wait. Move it down a little bit. I saw Taco Cat. Move it down a little so you can see the little babies. Oh.
So this is Taco.
Taco Cat.
And these are the street tacos, including carnitas, fajita, salsa, habanero, and I forget the fifth one's name. But these are the kittens.
How old
and
is
Taco's been a good mama.
Cat? How old is
And there's the
Taco
kittens.
Cat?
Huh?
How old is Taco Cat?
She's been a great mama. And here's one of the kittens.
Oh my goodness.
And there's been a certain animal that's been very fascinated with them. This is Red, our dog. And she loves the kittens.
Aww. Aww.
Okay. A little chaos back here because the mama cat's getting a little defensive. I picked up the kitten. I just say Taco's been very defensive. I just picked up with a kitten. She didn't realize we heard the meow and just freaked out and just jumped over looking for the kitten. So let's let that be because this is not going so well. So, but them's the kittens. So I will sign back on with the office. That's our addition. Viewers, if you don't say something nice to us, we're going to threaten you with a kitten. All right, signing off. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay, yes, I'm going to add his video to the stream. So, yeah.
We had the camera lined up and it was just not going well because the dog is fascinated with the kitten. She comes over, knocks over the phone. Mama gets kind of defensive. That's actually the most defensive she's been because we pick her up. She's just like looking at us, but totally trusted with the kitten. But she's so relaxed, saw the dog. I picked up the kitten. She freaked out going, I heard a meow. So that always went like sideways real quick, but you saw the kittens.
Yes.
And at some point, if we don't get rid of them, I will be a crazy cat lady.
You definitely would be crazy.
Yes. The crazy cat leader with the bow tie.
Yes, exactly.
And actually, it was 5 kittens. And they're all healthy. So that's it. Al Carbone for kid number 5. I'm looking at the comments here, and Curtis says I vote El Carbone for kitten number 5. We'll tell you what. Let's have a naming contest for the kittens next week. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll announce it, folks. In the next couple of weeks, we'll have a naming contest for the kitten. And then with that, on to Super Blue.
And the winner gets kittens.
Lord,
the winner gets kittens, James.
The winner will get a kitten. So if you're not nice, you'll get a kitten. Is Dan in the room with you?
No, he isn't. He is sleeping right now, so he probably has no idea that I actually haven't even told him about the kittens. He may be like, "Oh my gosh, let's get a kitten," and I'll be like, we already have a menagerie here. Just add to it.
Ours have gotten smaller and then much bigger in the same day. Folks, we were talking earlier, and Svea saying, Dan will probably want a kitten. I went, what's Dan's number? She's like, oh, no. No. Chris, want a kitten? She's watching the show right now.
Well, Wicket loves my mom, so I don't know. There might be a fighting for my mom.
As long as there's one less kitten here, but gets a good home. That's the main thing. Okay, with that, Super Bloom.
Yes, let's talk about the Super Bloom.
Okay. God, was delayed tonight's making things challenge. Okay, folks, with all the rains we've had, we've been oversaturated, which has made probably the biggest summer bloom in close to a generation. It is phenomenal right now and peaking. It is a hell of a scene out there, and we've got some pictures to show you with that. So with that, what causes a super bloom? Svea is smart like that.
We had so much rain. And you know, it's interesting. This in 2020, that's when we had the last super bloom, and everyone was just so excited about all of the flowers and all of the. And this year in 2023, it's like 3 years later, we are having crazy amounts of rain, and we are having crazy amounts of blooms. And so there's just so much to see. It's amazing.
It is. I'm trying to get the go. Okay, finally. I was trying to get rid of the video with Bohemian Rhapsody and Klingon would not get off or shut down. I'm like, no. But I think we're think we're good. So we show some photos, or are we ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay, folks, the first video we have is from friend of the show, Helen Howard. She was on a couple years ago talking about Grand Canyon and her what she does and her wood boats and whatnot. And we keep in close contact with her as part of that Late Night Craft Talk family. And she posted on some pictures on Facebook where she's currently right now in Phoenix visiting family. And the bloom going on east of Phoenix is amazing right now. And she was cruising along the lower Salt River. And these are some photos. The Salt River is usually running a couple hundred, maybe a few hundred cubic feet per second. It's running at over 7,000 cubic feet per second right now. It's going bank to bank. There's a lot going on. This is not a good perspective of it. It's one of the cleaner photos. But start to look at those flowers. And then we go to this. And it just gets better. Do saguaros bloom? The saguaro cactus?
They actually create a ring of flowers, and it's on the top of their whatever like arm they have, and also on the top growth. But I don't know if it happens in a super bloom time or the spring. I don't know the actual bloom date on those. Let me see if you can find it out.
Gotcha. But look at those colors, and it just gets better and better. Here's another view. Why are you not switching? Hold on. Wow, what a funky. Okay, look at all those yellows. You got a couple of wild horses over there in the distance in the photo.
Okay, so it says saguaro's flowering begins around the last 2 weeks of April, and peak flowering occurs during the last week of May through the first week of June. And generally, what I was saying about them having a ring of flowers at the top, I'm trying to find some pictures. So you can actually see they kind of, I'm going to show my it's kind of like there's just like a ring of flowers at the top and the arms that they have it.
Got it. Okay. Let's look at a couple more photos here. We have cactus can bloom. They would get really green. This is not a cholla, but I'm used to seeing chollas where I live, but they're getting there. They get green and new and, plenty of water. They get real prickly. And then we have some really good close-ups. Do you know what kind of flowers we're looking at there, Svea?
Okay. Oh, those are poppies. I love poppies. Poppies, and it looks like there's lupins in there, which are the purple ones.
Absolutely. So I think here's more poppies.
Yeah, poppies, they're so pretty. Like, I love that they're just so, I love how they just are so varied in color, even though they're only one color. When you look at them, they just have that light tip of yellow and they have that deep, rich orange in the cup. It's just such a pretty flower. I love it.
Got it. Poppy. And then what we have is from our local mountains here in Southern California, adjacent to the Coachella Valley, we have there's going to be some splashes of color here. This is from a friend of mine on Facebook that posted these pictures. They're from last Sunday, I believe. And look at these colors coming out.
Those look like poppies.
Yeah. And just some amazing photos of colors others people have going on. There's another great just variation of color out in the desert. And the desert is just crazy at green right now. Another great photo and those colors.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
Yeah. More close up. I believe these are more poppies.
Yep.
Totally. Look at that field. I mean, we should just do a long show, just pictures and not talk and look at it.
Yeah.
And that is the photos that we have from right now that we were able to get a look at some of these so far.
I have a couple things I wanted to share.
Totally.
So here is, I found pictures of the saguaro blooms. So you guys can see what they look like.
All right, there you are. Look at that.
See how they bloom at the top of their arms. That's generally how they bloom. I haven't seen any actual blooming saguaros. I think that would be really cool to see them. But every time we drive out to Arizona, we never see them. So I don't know, because every time we come out to Arizona, it's always in this time frame where it's like right at the spring, right middle end of April. They're so pretty. So these are these, and then I wanted to show you. So when we were doing our show, when we started doing our show in April of 2020, I actually started working on a super bloom painting. So I took my background drop off so you guys can see this. Whoops. I took my backdrop off, but this is actually a super bloom painting I'm working on. And those poppy pictures that I took of at Disneyland, I'm actually going to take those poppies and put some really large poppies in the front of this painting. So I spent a lot of time working on this back in 2020, and I didn't get a chance to actually get some really good poppy photos until recently, when I felt more confident about having good material for my paintings. And the thing is, I needed to get the pictures of really close-up poppies because I wasn't finding it. That's why, again, it was an issue where I didn't have the right materials to get it, because I'm not a flower painter. I don't consider myself a flower painter. So for me to paint these, I really need the right kind of photo where I have it just up front, really close, so I can see it really detailed. Yeah. Thank you, Wendy.
Matter of fact, Joya's here.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, Curtis, our welcoming committee. Curtis, thank you for being so awesome with this. Hey, Joya, welcome. Yep, welcome back, Joya. And a couple other, just to do some catch up with your comments. Nice painting. We have hi, thanks. Yep, Joya. And then from El Presidente, that is a beautiful painting, Svea.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be finishing it this year. That's my plan because of having now all the photos I need to complete it. I have a friend that wants to visit. Come here, Wicket. He's like standing on the table right here.
Does Wicket want a friend?
Wicket, do you want a friend? Wicket, hey, Kit, do you want a friend? Come here. Oh no, the dogs are running over here.
Yeah.
They hear me talking about that.
To get back with that, Maya says El Pastor for kid number 5. As much as I'm trying to get Curtis to take one, he says his roommates already have 2. My landlord won't let him like a third. They're little teeny kittens. You can hide it.
I know, they're just little babies. They're not big. They're just little kitties.
No, just a little one. Or they grow up bigger. That's just not for a long time. Besides, who'd hate a kitten?
I know, kittens are so sweet. Then they become these big monster cats. Huh, Wicket?
Yes. Though,
Kitty.
Taco's a little cat. She's a teeny little thing. Okay. Kind of going along the theme of poppies. I went ahead and Googled just to see some more photos of poppies in California. And these are all recent photos. Some are from Antelope Valley, probably none from Lake Elsinore, which is popular because it's so close to population centers. But Lake Elsinore has completely closed that off because of the insanity that happened during the super bloom in 2019.
Oh my goodness! But wasn't it 2020 that people? It was 2020, I thought.
No, because everything was locked down in 2020. We had another very wet winter in 2019. Remember it well because I was hitting the high water in Utah on the Green River that time and created some cool whitewater. But
okay, maybe I'm mixing it up because I could have sworn because I was actually doing all of these paintings of the super bloom during 2020 because we were all doing craft nights and we were doing all this stuff. I was working on it in 2020.
We had two of them. We had two super blooms. 2019 was a very wet year, and it lasted well into June, and it created a really big super bloom because I remember there was like between the Palm Springs Village Fest on Thursday nights normally show at, there were 4 Thursdays within almost with 1 3/4 months that were rained out, including the big record-setting rain on Valentine's Day of 2019 that sent just an absolute deluge and filled the local wash with just looked like the Mississippi River. And that's when we had the super bloom, and that's where we had it was the first one I had in several years. And that's where everybody was coming out trampling flowers over by Lake Elsinore with the poppy fields. And it was closed down, and some tool hired a helicopter to come in and land in the poppy field. And needless to say, law enforcement was coming after him, and so they got back in the helicopter and flew off. Well, yeah, the helicopter, you're not going to hide from radar. FAA knows where they went, big time busted. And so since then, this completely closed off all access to those poppy fields to go over look at it over there in Lake Elsinore.
There were people that were laying down. There were people that were the Instagram people that were laying down in the middle of these fields and crushing the flowers underneath them, and that's just like really terrible. It's different if you go up to them and try to take a picture of them, but to lay down in them so that you're crushing them, that was a major problem. Well.
It goes back to what I was saying. Sometimes we can have nice things and observe it from a distance because seeing the beauty of it and the splash of colors from a distance is beautiful. Be able to get it close is a privilege, but we all cannot take the liberties on ourselves to see that, enjoy that part, to preserve it. In order to preserve it, we have to all play that part. To go up there and try to say, oh, screw that, I want to see up close is selfish. Anyway.
That picture that I took in the background here, I literally just took my camera and put it right up to the poppies. I wasn't stepping in any poppies, and I was, I'm not going to do something. And I got great photos and I didn't have to destroy a whole bunch of poppies to do it.
Yeah, the thing is, I wonder how many people back like in 2019, you have to beat off with a stick to be able to get a photo like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't do like the buzzkill, but that is true right there, Curtis, that the super bloom dried up and later result in one of the worst wildfires in Lake Elsinore has ever seen. Yin and yang on that one. A lot of these fires are started by man-made, like the family, I think it was last summer. No, it was two years ago that was doing a gender reveal party over in Bogart Park above Beaumont, California. And then the smoke cinders came down and created a big old fire. Remember, I was driving down from Yucca Valley and went, that looks like another fire. Great. There was. Yeah. Right. So we're going to kind of put that to the side because wildfire season is about upon us and big time.
So,
but let's look at the flowers.
I was going to tell you, Carol Ann actually suggested a really cool group. I'm going to put it a comment. It's called California Wildflower Tip Line Facebook group. So you can actually look for it. It's I joined it and it has these beautiful photos of a whole bunch of different flowers that people have seen, and they actually tell you where you can go to see them, which is really cool. And in the group, I can just show you. I don't know if it'll show up on my camera. Like this is actually the group, and they have a whole bunch of pictures of all the different places they've gone with all of the flowers. So it's pretty cool, and there's a lot of really amazing photos. So I definitely would recommend it. And go and see them if you can in the area you're in.
That's cool. One of the things I was hoping to be able to get pictures of for the Super Bloom, unfortunately, I'm a very busy school student now, was to get some of the pictures of Anza Borrego State Park, which for those of you that are not familiar with that, Anza Borrego State Park is the largest state park in the state of California. It's ginormous. It's one of the biggest in the country of any state park in any state. And it goes through some pretty isolated desert. And the wildflowers there, and it is amazing. It lies along pretty much along the eastern edge of San Diego County. And San Diego County stretches out in the desert a fair amount. And that's some pretty isolated territory. And between the mountains there, the Laguna Mountains, and the desert, you've got a really nice, like, temperate zone. And the flowers really pop in that area, even though it's in a rain shadow desert, blah, blah, blah. And if you get a chance, Google some of the images you see from that. It's still going on. It's going to be going on for a little bit longer. It's amazing. Typically, super blooms last about 2 or 3 weeks. It's about peaked or it's peaking. We had more rain this week, and should be amazing. Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures of that. Like I said, wasn't able to do that. But should we take a look at those poppy fields and some of the other pictures of the happening around Central and Southern California?
Yeah, I was just going to mention a couple of the things. There's couple plants that are out there right now that everyone gets excited about because they're like, oh, look, there's wildflowers and these are beautiful. Okay, so if you guys have driven down Camp Pendleton, you see all of those yellow flowers.
God, yes.
Okay, do you? So let me look up the.
Okay.
While
you're doing that, we'll go ahead. You got it?
Plant, California. Hold on. California.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and show these poppy fields. Look at these. These are all from different parts of California. Just amazing. Let me scroll down some. Well, let's go and scroll down some here. As soon as I find the mouse cursor.
They're so pretty. And I love that there's this lupine plant, the lupine flowers, those little purple stalks, yeah. Those are all poppies. And I'm actually going to put those lupine flowers into my painting because for all of you that know me, I love purple and I just love purple and orange. I love those colors together. They're so pretty.
Look at these right here. That's on the right side that has where the mouse is at. Look at that splash of red in there with that field of poppies.
So pretty. So
pretty amazing. Oh, this is amazing with the field of blue and the purple. Colors.
That's why I was really excited about and doing a painting like this because it just felt like this just felt natural, to do a painting like this.
Yeah.
And it's so pretty because you just don't see it very often, like you're seeing just a whole mountain covered in that. But I found the link when you're ready.
Let's take a look. But I'm looking. Look, people on trail. Thank you, people. Bring it on.
You're like, don't step on the flowers.
Oh, I'd be very protective. We'll put it that way. So let's take a look.
So this is a mustard plant that's in California, and it's an invasive plant. So generally you see these like really yellow, kind of like see this picture here. This right now, right? So this is not considered a wildflower. It's actually a type of invasive mustard plant that grows in California, and it chokes out the, see right here, this actually shows like how yellow can be. This actually is a perfect example of how the yellow flowers that are the mustard, they look like they're super bloom, but they're actually just huge weeds. And they're huge, they're non-native and they're invasive. So whenever you see the yellow flowers like this, you're like, yeah, those aren't the super bloom that we're talking about. Let's see. I don't know. if let's see.
Are they the
yellow
thorny
mustard.
bastards?
I'm trying to see this. See if I see evasive wild mustard. I don't know if they have thorns. I don't know. I'm gonna stop sharing and I'm gonna take a look and see so you can show some more pictures.
Gotcha. I actually have pictures of the super bloom in Anza Borrego Desert State Park. And let's take a look. I like this one over here on the right with the colors of the purple, or it was that lavender and the yellows. That's what the desert looks like near my house right now. And apparently some poppy field. But this is all Anza Borrego right here. Look at that photos that just scrolled down. Look at that color amongst the sand. Wow, 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 wow. 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 And that's less than an hour's drive from my house where I'm currently at. Here's some other fields right here, the blooms right here, some of the washes. Oh yeah, Joya. Great sunset picture there with the different flowers. Even a friend of mine who works with natural resources at the Basin 20, the Marine Corps Basin 29 Palms, says the desert is just popping up there right now. And there's another stretch of flowers, the colors. Again, folks, we could just shut up the whole hour and just scroll through photos and just go, wow. Look at these. And unfortunately, the names of the flowers are leaving me at the moment.
Okay, so it says here.
Oh, look at the rainbow.
It says here that there are there's nasty little hairs on the stems under the leaves, and there's thorns on the plants.
Ew.
Because so they're not really very easy to if you're going to try to get rid of them, I would definitely use like leather gloves, because I don't think they really want to be removed. I think they want to stay.
They're persistent little boogers, aren't they?
Yeah.
As we're talking and scrolling through the photos, look at that field of blue, the field of orange.
It's so beautiful. That field of yellow is like all mustard, the wild mustard.
Oh yeah. It seems like this as the winter comes, calming down and starting to warm up. We get spring. We start seeing things like this that makes the last half of April or last half of March to the first half of April actually my favorite time of year to go hiking, to go exploring, because it is such just a dash of amazing color.
Yeah.
Like this. I'm actually going to go for a hike tomorrow morning. I should be doing an online class, but I just can't hold back. I'll go out hiking in a while. To go look at the local desert on this and shoot some cool pictures the day after we do a super bloom show. But amazingness.
It's so pretty. Like I said, I love the orange and purple and the green together. It's so pretty. I love it. James, that bunny looks like it wants to sniff your head.
Sue bunny. Please not a jackrabbit with teeth like this.
It's like.
Well, that's what we haven't addressed. Even the fact is, Easter is this Sunday.
Oh, it is. Yeah. What are you doing on Easter, James?
Hiking.
And
studying for a test on Monday morning.
Yeah. So Dan and I are going to go to Disneyland and go have lunch there and meet up with a couple friends and just have a great time. So just so you guys know, we have annual passes. This is something that we do. Like, this is our entertainment, and this is pretty much our only entertainment we do. So FYI.
It's the third weekend in a row, isn't it?
Like going to Disneyland all the time. It's because we have annual passes. We were gonna go have lunch outside the we're gonna go have lunch out in downtown Disney.
Where?
I have at downtown Disney. It's like the shopping district in the middle, in between Disneyland and California Adventure. But yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna wear my Bambi dress and we're gonna just have a good time.
There's a joke there.
No, there isn't.
No, there isn't.
It wouldn't be well received if there was a joke there. FYI.
It's a Bass Pro joke. We'll go with it. We won't go with it.
Okay. Yes.
With
okay,
that, 10 minutes left. We have not talked about one of our weekly topics. What happened on The Mandalorian this week? Folks, we're not going to get into specifics. You watched it, right?
Good. That was a good episode.
Oh my God, the cameos. I was just fanboying going,
I know. Yeah. And at first I'm like, hey, is that? Yeah.
Well, I saw that one, but I'm going to give it away. The big one. When they went in, of course, a lot of people aren't going to read it. Lizzo and Jack Black were on Mandalorian, did cameos.
Yes. And also
but it's when they got to the security chief. And I'm going, holy Scott! Like, just build up. Sorry about that. Great Scott! Christopher Lloyd.
You know what, though? He kind of reminded me of my dad.
He's a big guy.
With a shaved head. Reminded me of my dad. Wearing the puffy jacket. Reminded me of my dad.
Okay, your dad did not play Doc Brown on Back to the Future. A whole bunch of other stuff. You're on Taxi.
No.
And not to mention was probably the second most kick-ass Klingon in Star Trek. What?
It would have been cool if he did, but of course he didn't. So that doesn't make him cool.
Yes. But Christopher Lloyd, I'm going, I was going, oh, I mean, that and probably my favorite scene of anything this season or the whole series was Lizzo going, come on like that. And Mando says,
no, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't really like strangers. And what happens? Boo! Flip in the air, lands in Lizzie's lap. Grogu jumps.
It's funny. Yeah. Yeah, he was all about getting the snacks.
Yeah. I mean, there are some things I didn't like about that episode. I'm like, really, is this necessary? Yes, it's cute. But Grogu jumping, I went, nailed it.
He just steals the show, that little guy.
He sure as hell did on that scene.
He's so dang cute.
Absolutely.
We need to have Baby Yoda back on. He hasn't been on in a long time.
Or Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. So we're getting down to the time, folks. We might be ending a couple minutes early tonight. Next week's show, we got to get that out there. Next week's show is what?
Oh, wait, what? I thought you knew the show next week.
Well, we're going to be live next week, but then you'll be gone, and I'll be coming in with a guest host that week.
It's a mystery show. It's a
mystery show. We actually have subjects on there. We just got to line them up with our guests and whatnot we have coming in.
A mystery.
It's a mystery show.
Mm-hmm.
But we will have shows coming up. We'll have to do another in our public safety series or first aid series, health series, healthy eating series that we like to do every so often. A couple PSA one shows coming up. A couple ridiculous ones we got coming up, and then we'll have a pre-record at the end of the month because I'll be out of town. Svea will be out of town with our respective shows. But lots of school stuff coming up. But next week is Mystery Week. And let's just say next week we should have the naming contest for the 5th kitten.
Yeah, we should. Let's do it.
We'll do it. So, folks, next week we will have the naming contest for the 5th kitten. And I'll have a fun story to tell because I have to do one. I have to tell what happened with the motorcycle accident. I got to tell the class. But there's another. I have to do a little presentation about. Let's just say that we're covering some parts of CPR. We're learning BLS on Monday, which is basically advanced CPR.
Okay.
And we were talking about it. And the instructor says, hey, I heard about this thing. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. He showed a clip. But, folks, if you're brave, there's a video you can get onto YouTube after the show, of course, and type in open thoracotomy. I think it's called thoracotomy. Hold on.
I'm going to type it here. Open. How do you spell it?
Earlier, you were going, no.
Okay. What's it called? Open what? Spell it.
Thoracotomy. THORA.
THORA.
THORACOTOMY. Open thoracotomy. If you know the medical lingo, you know what I'm talking about. And so they showed this, and I'm going, oh, and I went, we were talking about that. Let's just say let's just say it's open heart CPR. Should I give a description? Folks, if you got to do this, you need an iron stomach for this. For some of you that are not used to seeing.
I'm really sensitive to that kind of stuff. I've realized more than ever.
You're sure looking away when I was playing on the video before the show.
Yeah.
So, folks, what it is, we'll tell you. You got to be brave, but I got to talk about it. But it's basically the chest is cracked open, and a person, definitely a doctor, is going to have their hand on the person. Yeah, the person's heart doing fibrillation, basically stimulating the heart to get out of fibrillation, and like this, to basically massage the heart to get it to go back into your regular rhythm of pumping blood. And basically, you're used to CPR of the chest. Well, this is hands-on direct. But if you're fascinated by that stuff, take a look. Joy, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. But James being James goes, ooh, that's cool. Give me a bag of popcorn. I'm watching a movie. Thank you, Maya.
So before we cut out, I just want to remind everyone we are having our Easter egg hunt on our website April 9th and April 10th. It is really fun. You can search through our website and you can purchase Easter eggs on our website. And the Easter eggs are full of really cool assortments of beads. So make sure to read descriptions. They will be hidden in our website all over. So this is the third year we've done it and people really love it. So we're doing it again. So don't forget.
Joya, I would love to get a conversation with you.
Yeah.
But you got stories up to hepatitis on that one. Okay. She's seen lots of internal organs. What's one of the coping mechanisms of healthcare workers? Dark humor.
I'm writing this down really quick so people can see it.
Yeah. Some of it looks like a scene from a really good horror movie. There you go. Unfortunately, our website is down for a while. It will be because now instead of being fix it, it's there. I don't have the dang time to work on it. But when the class is over, it's up. I've got stuff stocked on it. It's just a matter of getting uploaded. It takes time, which is, folks, I'm either making stuff for shows or I'm studying. That is all I've got from basically February through the end of May. That is my time. The only time I have to myself where I'm not literally doing school or sleeping or doing work is the show. There's not much in between. I am not understating that. The show is the getaway. With that, mystery show next week, naming the fifth kitten. We ready?
Yes. Let's go.
Okay, folks, that has been this week's episode of Late Night Craft Talk, our Spring Super Bloom edition. Can't wait to I think it's like 2 weeks is probably our first date episode. We've already got a cool guest lined up for that one. And we will, let me see, video file.
Yeah, have a great Easter weekend, guys.
Oh, totally. And if you get a chance, go out that desert or go out, explore that super bloom. This is not our closing credits. This is something from what we had back in 2020. We're definitely having technical difficulties tonight. So let's see what else we can grab here.
Hey, what's going on? Serious?
Actually, no, but I'm trying. Where we got? Oh, this is a fun one. For the Adventures of Kayak Man. Da 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 da.
Oh no! Skilaboter is going to destroy the LED candle lighthouse that guides safe travel on Lake Mojave. We need Kayak Man. I have heard your call for help. I will summon Kayak Man to stop Skilaboter. I will use the paddle of power, energizing and channeling the power of Outhouse to become Kayak Man. By the power of Outhouse. I have the power! Kayak Man, Channeling the power of Outhouse. Kayak man. I call upon my trusty steed, Slaughterpocalypse. And Mr. Sprinkles. On we go, Slaughterpocalypse and Mr. Sprinkles, to save the travelers of Lake Mojave from Skeelaboter. Onward we go. Follow me, men, to battle Skeelaboter. Oh, hell no, that water's too cold. Screw that. Skeelaboter can have Lake Mojave. I'm going back to my happy place, not that cold water. Kayak man. It smells funny in here. Kayak man.
We'll just let it play out. Okay, that was not our new opening credits, folks. That was me killing time on Lake Mojave back in 2021. And I'm like dripping food all over my place. I just have lovely table manners all of a sudden. Okay, for real?
Did you find it this time?
Oh, I actually found it. I just was doing that stuff on purpose.
Okay.
I'm trying to be funny. I want to be as funny as Svea.
That was definitely a worthwhile revisit because that is definitely a funny video. It makes me laugh every time.
Definitely. We haven't had it on the show for a while. Okay, folks. We'll see you next week. Feel the love. This has been tonight's episode of Late Night Crap Talk. Aw, ain't he cute? Good night, folks.
Bye, everyone.
I gotta find the mouse cursor because there's like so many screens. Okay.